Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is I Allegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because it's time for a margin call. Uh oh. Uh oh. You feel that? Wow. You got a lot to talk about. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Thank God. Um, let's get into it. With the economic chaos of the tariffs that were announced last week, we have seen nothing but a sell-off in the stock market since that happened. And a lot of experts thought that things were going to stabilize when in fact they just have not. And they've gotten actually worse during this time. So there's so much to cover on this. And one thing that you have is a lot of investors, and I've had a lot of people contact me over the weekend for some reason. What do you think is going to happen? And what does Bob say? What does Jack say? Everybody has their hand in some type of, pool of advice. Here's what's going to happen. And here's the thing. This right now, every 18 months, we have a stock correction on average. This is time. This is time. Now, is this Black Monday? Are we going to see a 20% drop in stocks? I don't know. But I'm also protected because I have a bunch of gold, I have a bunch of silver, and I've talked to you guys about this, for a very long time, and how you need to have diversification. And if you look at people like Kevin O'Leary and all these people have talked about having a portfolio that is diverse and not having everything into one thing. And I've had a lot of people write me about the NVIDIA idiots, is what multiple people said, that don't even know each other. And this is the people that thought that AI is going to change and revolutionize everything, which it is, but it's going to be a lot of companies that are going to benefit from this. So the sell-off that's happening right now is very real. And will it just end overnight? No, it's going to be around for a while. This economic downturn, you can sit there and you've been warned about this. This guy said he was going to do this, and people are just shocked. Now, the guy that looks like the biggest genius in the world is Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett sold everything and is sitting on $300 billion in cash. Hello. Huh? Looks like he did himself right. So $300 billion in cash, and he's not really worried about anything. Don't you think? So now, what is this going to cost? Think about this one. Larry Summers, who is somebody that I've quoted on this show many, many times, is the former Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton. And this guy got out and said, this is catastrophic. This is going to cost the average family $300,000 a piece. And I'm saying, he didn't say that. Somebody sent it. No, he misspoke. Just saying it's going to cost $3,000. No, it's going to cost the average family $300,000. Well, guys, it's $3 trillion is what he's anticipating this is going to cost. And they've talked about $200 billion in tariffs. So no. That's mathematically impossible that it's going to cost everybody this much money. But it's going to cost things. Things are going to get more expensive for a while. It's that simple. Do I feel bad about that? Is it end of days? No, it's not. I'm telling you this right now. Last weekend with these protests and everything, where people were talking, about how they need a day of free speech and how we need to shut everybody down. Nothing was defined. It was ridiculous. I would show you a bunch of the pictures that were sent to me from these things. They're just chaotic. It's laughable. It's not a realistic argument. You don't like this guy. This guy was voted in. It's that simple. And you're not going to see this thing shut down. People are having a difficult time. They were having a difficult time 2 weeks ago. It's just getting worse right now. So here's a couple of interesting facts. Number of tax returns that were filed are down 1.1 million right now. Why is that? Well, we've also had more people file for extensions this time because they don't have the money to pay right now. So, hey, I'm getting a huge refund. What'd you do? I filed for an extension. Well, what drugs are you on? Why would you do that? No one is doing that. So just take a deep breath, guys. Really, 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 really. Hedge funds, they're having a margin call. There is a great movie called Margin Call that I've watched 20 times, probably. I like to watch it on New Year's Eve for some sick reason. And it just talks about what happened with 2008 and how credit default swaps and how these people just bet the ranch that this was all going to work out. And then finally they did the math that, nope, wait a second, maybe we have a financial problem here. And when they did that, then they realized that it was over. And it was over, so what do? Unload everything, sell it all. At what cost? Who cares? We're going to be out of it. You know, we'll never be able to sell anything else to anybody again. Yeah, who cares? It's our survival. We don't care. That's where we're at right now, guys. Mark my words. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you just have to wear sushi. So I've put my sushi shirt on today so you guys could see how serious this is. Listen, this is all going to work out because you have to look at what was going on a week ago. And Rite Aid, the drugstore, they filed for bankruptcy last year. They had a ton of settlements in regards to the opioid nonsense that they were part of and could not make money with their stores. And they ditched $2 billion worth of debt. Just stiffed people. Did not pay their bills. Now, what's the latest problem? Well, they may not be able to meet the $2.5 billion that they got to borrow to get themselves out of bankruptcy. Think about it. This was September of last year. They are not making money. This is not going well right now. So they're saying, hey, listen, if we don't meet this obligation, we may have to file bankruptcy again. Over and over and over again. When is it done, guys? When do you sit there and just pull the plug on a store like that? But again, why is Walgreens not making money? Now, Nissan steps forward and says, listen, we may manufacture things here in the States. This is all it's going to take. Guys, for those of you that haven't figured this out, this is a negotiating ploy. And it's going to destroy the economy. I'm sick of friends on Facebook and people that I've known since I was a child that are writing me, telling me how bad the economy is going to be as a result of this, because it's non-existent, guys. It hasn't happened yet. Oh my God, my 401k is destroyed. They've destroyed the economy. Okay. Jerome Powell stepped forward and he says, it's unlikely that tariffs are going to help inflation anytime soon. Who thought it would? I didn't think it would. So, needless to say, this is to get people to manufacture here and bring everything back. And again, the stock market is going to take a hit right now. Is this synchronized swimming? Yes, it absolutely is. Now, on a happier note, I have some good news. What is the best restaurant chain in America for the last 8 years? Do you know what it is? Because I was shocked. Olive Garden. Olive Garden has been voted the #1 restaurant in the country. And I'm like, from who? The Olive Garden employees? Come on. You know who overtook Olive Garden as the #1 best place to eat? Texas Roadhouse, which is not a bad restaurant. I mean, I really enjoy going to Texas Roadhouse. But, you know, it was followed closely behind Chili's, Applebee's, and Buffalo Wild Wings. And this was reported in Loser magazine. I'm sorry, New York Post. Okay? Again, who voted on this? Do you guys sit there and, oh my God, I just love Applebee's? No one's ever said that. Ever, ever, ever. So, where do you like to eat? You like to eat at Applebee's? Is that your spot? But Olive Garden has been dethroned as the best restaurant in America. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, the S&P 500 just registered its worst quarter since 2022. The stock sell-off that we've seen, if history tells us anything, we have a long way to go, guys. You need to protect yourself, and you need to make this phone call today. Call #1 rated Patriot Gold Group. They will answer all your questions. They have been #1 rated. with consumer affairs for 9 years in a row now. They've done well over $1 billion in transactions, and they are clearly doing something right. Look at what history has shown us. Since Lehman Brothers, gold has gone up 275%. Gold has spiked in 2025. You do not want to miss this. You can sit back and wait and watch your 401k drop to the floor. And if history has taught us anything, it's got a long way to go, guys. So contact Patriot Gold Group today. If you don't want to call them, use the link below, fill it out. They will answer all your questions. Fantastic customer service, but contact them today. I am not just a spokesman. I'm a client of theirs. I love the company. Check it out today, but contact Patriot Gold now before it's too late. Now, it is anticipated that we have lost in excess of $6 trillion so far. Here is the thing. People that are leveraged, people that have borrowed money to get themselves into these different markets are in big trouble. I mean, huge trouble. It's, history has taught us don't do this, but everybody's smarter than the other guy and you're stupid and I'm going to risk it and I'm going to make untold millions if I do this. Well, again, people are getting wiped out right now. One thing that is benefiting from all this is they say that the resale market for luxury items like Rolex watches, Ferraris, classic cars are going to go through the roof. Now, will that be the case? Who knows? The used car market in general right now is dead. It's absolutely dead. You cannot give cars away. They're not selling things. You go to the auto auction and cars do not sell right now. People owe more than the cars are worth right now, and it's completely upside down. It's a business that you don't want to be part of right now. But again, if some guy has got money to buy a Ferrari or a classic car or a Rolex watch, they're in a different category than 99% of us out there. So with that being said, people need to rein it in right now. It's that simple. People need to get themselves to where they're not in debt. They don't borrow money to go out and entertain themselves. Concert tickets and travel and things like that they don't need to do. Think about this. I want you to think about this. This is a true fact. More people in 2024 from the middle class traveled to Europe than ever before in 2024. Isn't that wild? Also, more people from the middle class hit the food banks than ever before. Think about that. That happened. The rich, there are people that basically, if you're going to Europe, I don't think you're middle class. I think you're upper middle class. I think that you're, borderline unwealthy. The people that are hitting the food banks, the average family cannot make it work. They cannot stretch money. They cannot get by right now. They need everything they can. And I was telling my friend, I was taking them to the baseball game the other night, and we were driving down, and there's a food bank there. And I said, see where this one car is parked? And they're like, yeah. I said, that's where the food bank line normally is. You go there on certain days of the week, and the people line up to that one section. The last time I was there, it was not only to that car that I pointed out, but it was down the street another couple hundred yards. It was unbelievable. And, it's not a holiday. It's not a particular, difficult time. People are having a difficult time. It's everything right now. It's not just the stock market. And before this happened, people were having a difficult time. Businesses were suffering. I am telling you, everybody I've talked to, every single person, the best thing you can do is cut back. Get rid of the employees you don't need. Get rid of people that are dead weight, that are not producing. Everybody should sell for your business, and from customer service on up, so that you produce more business. Your existing client base should produce 20% of your business. You should be able to reach out to your existing customers and get more business and extract more business. And that would make up for any shortfall that you had. You wouldn't be hurting right now if you did that. And what does it take? It takes work to do that. But people are lazy. They get out of bed and they just do the same thing and hope it's going to work. It's not going to work right now. What we've done in the past is not going to work today, guys. It's that simple. We have to do more, and we have to do it differently right now to get by and to eat right now. That's what we have to do. This is a temporary situation right now. It really is. you've got Stellantis right now who steps forward and says, listen, we're going to offer the friends and family deal to all of our US customers right now. So you guys want to go buy a Jeep? You're going to get a tremendous deal. You're going to get under sticker right now if you want to go do that. Nintendo has a thing called a Switch. It's a game console that kids use basically, or adults without jobs. But that right now is selling at a, it was, the pre-orders were crazy, off the chain. They just announced that they're going to delay even taking the pre-orders right now because of the tariffs. So Japan knows that this is definitely happening and is taking this very, very seriously right now. So with that being said, what's next? What else is this going to affect right now? Now it's springtime, it's not Christmas. We're going to see some interesting stuff between now and 4th of July. But are you guys worked up over this? Seriously. I mean, Bob Kudla's not. Bob's like, don't worry about it. So with that being said, looking forward to Bob's next seminar. I wish it was today. I really do, because it would just be very, very fitting right now. So let me know what you think. Dr. Marvin sent me something that is absolutely unbelievable. And it was a survey that you could take that basically you could allow the government to come in your home. They want to do a survey to determine drug use. Okay? Hey, do you take drugs? Do you smoke marijuana? Do you like to hit the H? I don't mean to laugh, but I told him, I said, I'm sorry that I'm laughing at this, but they'll pay you $30 for this questionnaire. And he's like, as a medical professional, he's like, this is ridiculous. Who's going to tell the truth on this? But what's funny is, what would you do for $30? People would sit there and answer all their drug history for $30. Oh yeah, I've never done that. I mean, it's funny in that sense, but it's not, because it's not realistic. But like he said, this is from the old administration. This is not from the new new Department of Health. It's not a Robert Kennedy Jr. thing, to say the least. But I got a kick out of it because, I mean, it's like when people fill out the insurance forms. Do you know how many people lie? Have you ever smoked marijuana? Never. Do you consume alcohol? Gosh, let me think. Alcohol. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, I did it once when they do insurance forms. So it's funny. So let me know what you think about this. But I mean, would you do it? Hey, let me know if you guys do it for the $30. I really want to know if we would take them up on this. I'm going to finish this video with this last story. And this is talking about bad timing. Can't even do this without laughing. Bad timing. Tesla is going to have a diner that's almost completed, a 50s and 60s themed diner in Santa Monica that they've been working on for years, and it's about to open. Okay? Serious. So who's going to go to this thing? That's what's funny, is like a lot of people that own Teslas and stuff would not go in public and sit there and go to this diner. This is going to be, people are going to protest. People are going to be crazy. So I wonder if the food will be any good. I wonder if it'll rank up there with Olive. Okay? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. Did you get your $30 for answering the drug questions? Let us know, okay? Because I'll share it with Dr. Mark, okay? Let me know so we can let the healthcare professional know. See you soon.